the beautiful island of Bali in Indonesia, known as the Island of the Gods. But it's not just the beautiful beaches and the clear blue waters that attracts millions of visitors each year. The island is also rich with culture and stunning scenery. But for 3 consecutive weeks, the world's leading badminton players have all been based here at the Bali International Convention Centre for the Indonesia Badminton Festival. And we've now reached the culmination of the entire tour, the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals, featuring just the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines. And these are the magnificent trophies the players are playing for this week, plus the matter of $1.5 million in prize money. Now, the first 3 days are group round robin format, and today being day 2 of competition means that we're still at the group stage. So when we look at our 5 matches for this afternoon, we're starting with women's singles and Pusarla Sindhu, the number 3 seed from India, the reigning world champion and winner of the World Tour Finals in 2018. She's up against Germany's Yvonne. Then it's men's doubles, Non Yu Sing and Tiu Yi from Malaysia. The number 4 seeds are up against Kusuma Wadana and Rambutan, winner of the Spain Masters 300 event. Then it's mixed doubles, and Marcus Ellis and Lauren Smith, the European Games gold medalists, are up against Jordan and Octavianti, the beaten finalists in Saarbrücken, which was a 500 event. Then we were hoping to have the world number 1s in the men's doubles, Gideon and Sukamonio, but it won't be contested because Ranki Reddy and Shetty have withdrawn from the tournament. But we will have the mixed doubles, our last match of the day, and Pua Baranukro and Teirat Tanachai, the number 2 seeds, the World Championships silver medalists and winners of the last 3 World Tour events, are up against Tang Chung Man and Si Ying Suet, beaten finalists at the first of the 3 tournaments here in Bali. So with women's singles being our first match of this session, a chance for us to look at the group, and we will be concentrating on Group A. And as you can see from that, Pornpui Chochuwong, the number 1 seed, she has played 2 matches and won 2 matches, both against Yvonne Lee and against Lena Kristoffersen. So for Kristoffersen, played 2, lost 2. For Chochuwong, played 2, won 2. We're about to find out whether it is Pusarla Sindhu. If she wins today's encounter, she would have played 2 and won 2, in which case tomorrow's match against Chochuwong will be a simple playoff for who tops the group. But the match-up today, Pusarla Sindhu up against Yvonne Lee from Germany. So the court officials already on court, Michael Freiridal from Norway and Diraj Ganadre from Mauritius are court officials for this one. And I can tell you that Pusarla Sindhu, when she won the World Tour Finals in 2018, which was staged in Guangzhou, that was her only and remains her only World Tour title to date. That's quite extraordinary, considering that this lady has won 2 Olympic medals, a silver medal in Rio de Janeiro and a bronze medal earlier this year in Tokyo. Not only 2 world Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals as well for Pusarla. Her opponent, Yvonne Lee, is 23 years of age, and she's played 12 tournaments this year, but only 7 of the 2021 World Tour events. 7 plus a 100 event, and the results from the 100 count towards the qualification for the World Tour Finals. Now, this is only the second meeting between these 2 players. The first was in the second round of last week's competition, the Indonesia Super 1000, and Sindhu won on that occasion 21-12, 21-18 in 37 minutes. In fact, Sindhu went on to reach the semi-final at the Indonesia Open last week. So Yvonne Lee, one of 3 women's singles players making their debut at the World Tour finals, the others being Lina Kristoffersen and Yoja Min. So Pusarla Venkata Sindhu is 26 years of age, born in Secunderabad, just north Hyderabad, and she's currently number 7 on the world ranking, has been as high as 2. She's making her sixth appearance at the end of year championships, and she's been in 2 finals, because she was also in the final in 2017 in Dubai. Lost out to Akane Yamaguchi in a thrilling match lasting an hour and 34 minutes. But as you can see, her only group match so far, she beat Lina Kristoffersen, another one of the debutantes, at the World Tour finals. 2 straight games, 14 and 16. So to Yvonne Lee, and as I was telling you, 23 years of age, from the port city of Hamburg. Went up 2 places in the world ranking this week to 24, but she has been a couple of places higher. So as I was telling you, her first ever appearance for her at the end of year championships, and in her first match she lost to the number 1 seed Pompoi Chochuang, but it was a good match, wasn't it? As you can see, 21-18, 21-18 in 49 minutes. But for Yvonne Lee, she really has played a lot of World Tour events this year. 7 of the possible 8. The only event that she didn't participate in was the Spain Masters 300 event. And as the players make their final warm-up, I can introduce myself, Jill Clark, and delighted to say that Steve Pedersen, former head coach of the Danish national team, is alongside me as we look at our court officials that I was telling you about. And Yvonne Lee not playing the Spain Masters, and I think you called the Spain Masters. I think that was a standalone event, and an awful lot of players missed that, as far as the Asian players and some of the top-ranked players.
Yeah, it was a standalone event in May. I'm not totally certain why she missed it, but I know that she's studying something about industrial science or something like that, and she had to do an intern after the Olympics, I know, so maybe that have also interfered with the participation in Spain Masters.
Yeah. Well, Pusarla Venkata Sindhu, it is an astonishing statistic that she has 2 Olympic medals, 5 World Championship medals, but only 1 World Tour title. She did win 3 Super Series titles, and the Super Series era has now become the World Tour.
Right, Pusarla Sindhu, India. And on my left, Yvonne Lee, Germany. Pusarla Sindhu to serve. Love all. Play.
So the reigning world champion nearest to us, Pusarla Venkata Sindhu against Yvonne Lee of Germany. Oh, that's a super angle to get us going.
1 love.
Yeah, very good net play, forcing the short lift.
2 love.
So when Pusarla Venkata Sindhu won the World Tour finals back in 2018, which was the first year of the World Tour, she not only won her first World Tour title, that's going wide, but she also became the first player from India ever to win a title at the end of year championships since the inception of the Super Series. Yeah, good smash from Yvonne Lee.
Service over.
Well, Yvonne Lee, never beyond the second round of a World Tour event this year. But she's a strong player, Steen, isn't she? I mean, I think she's an athletic player.
She covers the court well. But as you mentioned, Jill, that she's not been beyond the second round. It also shows that this World Tour Finals tournament is a special one because there has been only few qualifying tournaments. So we have a big diversion between the ranks of the players. I think Yvonne is ranked around 26.
She's gone up 2 places.
Okay, that's
2 days ago, went up to
24th, but she's within the 8 best players here because some are missing due to injuries or holidays or whatever they do, and some have not qualified because they haven't played enough tournaments. So we have in some disciplines we have a bit of a gap in the rankings, so to speak. Same goes for Line Kristoffersen. It's also there, 20, 24, 25, 23 or something like that, if I say enough numbers. I guess I hit it in the end. But it's a good tournament for them to play. It's a great opportunity for them to play 3 matches. Both of them have done well against Chochumon. I think we saw Line struggle against Sindhu yesterday, and knowing the result from last week's Indonesia Open, then it's reasonable to think that Yvonne also might struggle here. But they get to play even though they lose, instead of going home like they would if it was a normal tournament. They get to play another strong player the next day, and that could be invaluable for them in the months going forward here.
Almost made it, but almost isn't good enough.
6-3.
We should also remember that right at the beginning of the year in January there was a couple of World Tour events, but they counted towards the 2020 World Tour. So then players built up towards the Olympic Games. After the Olympic Games, some players needed a rest. Some players felt that coming to Europe was going to be 3 months on the road. It is 3 months on the road for all of us, really.
Ui, that was going wide.
Yeah, good smash though from Pusarla. Efficiently put away.
And it was Sindhu who won the coin toss and elected to start on this near side of the court here, and we can see that Yvonne has struggled finding the right length on her shots, and that means that Sindhu is able to fire smashes like this. So this is where I think there's a chance for Yvonne to learn that she has to have a plan B for starting on the worst side of the court. She's simply got to try and control the rallies much more. That's not a good option.
Good retrieving from Yvonne Lee.
4-8.
Wow, she almost stumbled. Well, she did stumble. She almost lost her balance as she stumbled.
5-8.
Pusarla, better known in her home country simply as PV Sindhu. Oh,
Too high.
well, great effort from Yvonne Lee.
Service over. 9-5.
Yeah, she fights hard on court, does the German.
Yeah, and that's nice, but at some point you've got to try and sort of turn the initiative in the rally.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it's just going to go one way, and here we saw the shot, one shot just before the downwards attack from Sindhu, which was a drop shot this time. It was simply too high, leaving too much time for her opponent.
Oh, brilliant. What a block to the net there from
10-5.
PV Sindhu. My goodness me. Forced to take that late, and look at it. It's perfection. Longest rally so far. So to the mid-game interval,
11-5
Pusarla Venkata
interval.
Sindhu, the reigning world champion, with a 6-point advantage. Only 8 minutes played. So, as we're watching that final rally again before the mid-game interval, I'm looking down on the court. And whilst Park Tae-sang is here, former Korean player, now coaching Pusarla Venkata Sindhu, I see that the German coach must have gone home, Steen.
He's gone home, because he's a Dane, Evolus, and then he's in charge of the doubles practice in Germany, which is situated in Saarbrücken, whilst the singles practice in Mülheim and Der Ruhr, the two venues for the German Open and the Hilo Open, which we played just before relocating to Indonesia.
5. Play.
Oh, just wide.
I thought it would be taken in there, but there was no side drift to help Yvonne Lee.
Oh, that's brilliant. Nice movement. Wonderful cross-court winner.
13-5.
Oh, well, there's another wonderful angle. That is terrific.
14-5.
And one of the interesting things, in my opinion, if you watch this with sort of a coaching perspective, is to try and figure out when in a rally Yvonne Lee is the favorite to win the rally, and that's not really that often.
15-5. 5.
Sort of a shot-by-shot live evaluation at the service. We would expect it to be pretty much 50-50, or that's not even true because Sindhu is the favorite here, so maybe 70-30 in her favor.
Service over. 6,
Well, that run of
15.
points comes to an end at 7 consecutive points. Just now. Yeah, Yvonne Lee is not
7,
really
15.
controlling the rally. She's reacting within the rally.
Exactly, she's not proactive in terms of trying to score her own points. So that is not necessarily a bad thing, but eventually she's got to score either by getting so much back that her opponent gets frustrated and takes too big a chance, or she out-maneuvers her opponent, so to speak, by getting so much back that eventually there's a chance occurring. But that's not happening here, so that's why there is a gap between them in playing strength as well. That's the rankings.
Yeah, that's nice.
It's over. 8-16.
And when you score points, is it casual points that come out of virtually nothing, or is it planned points that you score because you executed your plan the right way? That's also something that a coach would consider to sort of give advice to how to develop players.
She seemed to slip there. Yeah, she did slip. That's why she was unable to reach that one.
It's over. 9-17.
Good figure.
Mistimed that.
10-17.
Yeah, that's super. Well, she was in one World Tour tournament final this year. Pusarla Sindhu. That was in the Swiss Super 300 event where she lost out to Carolina Marin. And that, in fact, was her first final since winning the world title in Basel in 2019.
In the same arena?
In exactly the same arena, yeah.
But in 19 there were no Carolina Marin.
No.
In the tournament, she was out with an injury in the opposite knee as from now.
So it is game point opportunities. A whole host of them. Yeah. One will do. 21-10 opening game in favour of the former champion Pusarla Sindhu. 16 minutes for game number 1.
1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So the players return to courts for the start of the second game. The former champion and reigning world champion Pusarla Sindhu have won the opening game 21-10 against Yvonne. What can the German do here in game number 2?
What a play by Sindhu. Playing those flat pushes to the back court. She can give it a little bit more power playing the far side of the court. There's a little bit of drift that we've discussed, Jill, going from the near side of the court towards the far side. We saw it here.
Yeah.
And that means that the good plan when you're playing the side that Sindhu is playing right now is to really pay attention to the front court and sort of drive your opponent
1, 2.
to the back court corners and opening up the court, make the court really big for Yvonne.
Oh, that's a beauty.
Yeah, that's a good shot, and that's so important that Yvonne intercepts whenever Sindhu's shots to the back line is a little bit short, and I think this one was, so it's comforting for the German.
Service over.
So there's been one German in a final at the end of year championships, Steen, and that was?
And wasn't it Juliana Schenk?
It was. Do you remember what year? In the women's singles?
No, but I remember, I think we discussed it, was it 12?
No, it was 2009 in Johor Bahru. Lost to Wong Mu Chu.
The wife of Lee Chong Wei?
That's it.
Service over.
The woman behind everything.
4, 3.
What do you say? Behind every successful man, there's a hard-working woman. Wait, that's what. Good shot.
Service over. 4, all.
I believe that year, 2009, there was 2 Germans qualified in the women's singles.
Also Shu Haiwen.
No.
Petra Orte.
Nicole Greta.
Nicole Greta.
Service over.
Oh, but in the doubles then.
No.
No, in the singles.
She qualified in the singles.
That's right. Wow.
It was the year when, the first 2 years, the Chinese players declined the invitations to play because there was no world ranking points for the World Tour finals equivalent, the Super Series finals, in those early days.
No. No, there was the...
It's inconceivable when you think how this is the big event of the World Tour year, and it was with the Super Series as well, in the latter stages of the Super Series.
I guess the rationale behind it was that it was not an open tournament. It was not open for everyone to register. You would have to qualify first.
Yeah.
And
But that's the same for the Olympics, the World Championships. You're not free to enter, you've got to qualify.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, I mean, the World Tour Finals now is a huge and major event and the biggest prize money event in the world of badminton. Short, yeah, got what it deserved.
Sindhu was making the opportunity bigger and bigger for every shot. So this is really also playing conditions that is playing into the hand of the Indian here. Very powerful and good reach. So definitely can play in these slow playing conditions.
8-6.
points wide. It is amazing, you know. When I was researching earlier today about Yvonne Lee, for world rankings, the players and pairs just use their best 10 result to get their world ranking, but she's got a total of 41 tournaments where she's been able to choose. Well, she doesn't choose them, the computer works it out.
The 10 best.
The 10 best.
Yeah. So only 25%.
Yeah, 75% of her results are discarded. And that is due in major part to the fact that the World Tour ranking is not completely unfrozen yet.
No, you sort of refine your points at the moment. You try to do better. You don't lose any of the good ones that you had since March 2019.
Now, I noticed that she's got multicoloured laces doing up her right shoe, Yvonne Lee. I wondered whether we would have a closer look at that. Oh, great smash. And the reason I point that out is because she has become an ambassador for Solibad. There we go. And they are the Solibad colours. And I know that Solibad, the Badminton Without Borders charity, has just got a new initiative, a new project here in Bali. And a number of the players, we're not allowed to go out, we're keeping in our bubble. But they've been donating rackets, they've been donating clothing. It's wonderful. Players really getting behind the charity.
11-8 interval.
So to the mid-game interval with a 3-point advantage, the reigning world champion. And this is a much, much better first half of the second game for Yvonne Lee than it was in the opening game.
It is, but it's due to the side change. It's due to the drift.
So she's got more power with her attacking shots, or more sharpness.
Sindhu's gotten a little bit more inaccurate to the back line, gives Yvonne Lee some opportunities and so on. So the good thing is that if she could win this second game, she would finish an eventual third game on this side here, where it's easier to score points. The problem for her is that she's still behind in the game.
So 11-8. Oh, she's pushed that one wide. It's interesting seeing the longest rally so far of this second game, just 12 shots.
Yeah.
Well, she's challenging this, Yvonne Lee.
Challenges called out.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Clearly long.
Challenge unsuccessful. One challenge remaining. 13-8. Play.
There's another one, drifts long of the back line.
We can see that Sindhu is applying a much more attacking style compared to, if we think back to the first game when Yvonne Lee was playing the far side of the court. She was trying to play clears and play basic game, and that's just not possible here with the slow shuttles and the drifty conditions. That's very, very difficult. Good play.
Oh.
Oi, total miss. I really loved the cross net shot there from Sindhu, playing back at Yvonne. That one immediately changes the advantage in the rally.
Yeah. Well worked.
Service over.
Good pressure, as you were saying, Steen.
15-9. Up. 16-9.
Oh, what a beauty.
Service over.
What a super return of serve.
10-16.
So it looks like Sindhu and Chuchuwong are going to progress.
wide.
And then we're going to have Yvonne Lee and
It's
Lena
over.
Christoffersen playing their final
17-10.
for the third spot
Yes.
tomorrow. That's, I guess, what they've set their sight on from the beginning, saying, hey, this is the match that is winnable. The two other matches are to gain experience and, of course, look for the opportunity to create a surprise. Oy, that's really well played.
Yeah.
18-10.
3 points away from, in essence, confirming her spot in the semi-final. Now that extends the longest rally of the second game up to 15 shots.
Play.
Well judged.
Service over.
So she's
11-19.
bettered her points tally from the opening game here in the second.
Also a very good
19.
match from Sindhu. I feel she's stayed concentrated, especially here in the second game, where last week she gave away a bit more points. Don't want to risk anything here, and in terms of a tournament week, it's a great thing for her to get a match like this here,
Yeah.
where she's getting a good workout on court, but she's not really in trouble. So she's definitely amongst the contenders for the title here in Bali.
So that error from Yvonne Lee, and match point opportunities for Pusarla Venkata Sindhu. Only needed the one frustration at her error on the final shot, Yvonne Lee. And the victory for the reigning world champion.
21-10, 21-13.
Umpire just confirming that scoreline of 21-10, 21-13. 31 minutes in duration for the match. And it means that Pusarla Venkata Sindhu and the #1 seed Pompoe Chochuwong have both played 2 matches, won 2 matches, so they will play off tomorrow for who tops the group. And they have both booked their places in the semi-final stage. So their confirmation of the scoreline. And the #3 seed Pusarla Venkata Sindhu through to the semi-final once more. Well, coming up next, we will have men's doubles, and it's Ong Yu Sin and Tiwi Yi, the number 4 seeds from Malaysia, against the Indonesians Kusuma Wadana and Rambutan. To the Bali International Conference Convention Centre, and that is the Westin Resort where we're all staying, part of the same